To welcome everybody to the People's Church of Divine Prophecy. Thank you for choosing to be here. I'd like to ask a couple of housekeeping rules here. Please silence your cell phones unless you're medical or law enforcement personnel. The restrooms are down the hall at the back of the building. There's cold drinks in the fridge, hot drinks on the back table. Help yourself at any time. And just enjoy yourselves while you're here. Reverend Steve Ashkhen, I'm the pastor of the church. I'd like to ask Joan to light the candles to start the service symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. No safety. Thank you. Usually we joke, so one of them doesn't want to light, usually it's the one that symbolizes the bodies. Usual for a Sunday. Please stand for the invocation and then stand for the first thing. Please join and take an attitude of prayer. Dear Father God, we give thanks for this moment here. May we sense your infinite presence. May we feel that love in our hearts from you and share that with all those around us. May we allow each we encounter to be who they choose to be. May we maintain that connection of faith and hope, the infinite love of yours. And may we be carried by this through all of our events today. Amen. The next portion of the service is a thought for the day from the pastor, where I talk about something that has come to me in the past week. We're trying to put it into a spiritual perspective through a philosophy I'm trying to bring into my life. As I have moved consciously into working with my spiritual path, I tend to vacillate back and forth between the automatic me and the idea that I have of me as a spiritual person. The automatic me tends to think the worst of things almost right off the bat, where the spiritual me tries to see the higher-minded purpose of things. And it's just when sudden things happen to us, we get startled, we get reactionary. I do anyway. I don't know about y'all, but I do. And then I have to put a spiritual idea on it. Hopefully, as I progress more, the spiritual me will be more automatic. It's shorter in time. I don't have to struggle so much with the instinctual reaction, converting it to a spiritual reaction. There's much shorter span there, but it's not second nature yet. And I just always wondered about why that is. As a healer, working with people that are in very difficult circumstances, a lot of them have been given up on by the medical profession. I can always manage to feel and say something positive to them about what's going on. But when it gets to me personally, that kind of tends to shock me a little more. So I guess there's a little more at risk, so my instinctual side comes out. And when I draw to the spiritual side, the spiritual being that's in me, the eternal part of me, that part of me has a much broader view, a much less immediate view of how things are, and that tends to make it less impactful, a little less immediate, so to speak. And as I move through this life, I try to be more and more connected to that spiritual side. I get challenged a lot. In the next 10 days, I'm going to be going to a spiritualist church in Kansas, and it's been 2003 since I had to do that kind of thing, be there full-time, be there all the time, because right now I have a day job, and I'm going 5 days a week to a regular day job, and I work this on Sundays and Saturdays and in the evening times. This is going to be putting me there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on call at the office that's there. It's a 130-year-old spiritualist camp in Kansas. I never heard of them. I don't know how they got my name. But there's 2 weeks where they invite outside practitioners, and that's all they promote during that time is the outside practitioners. There's 6 readers and 6 healers, and I'm one of the readers. So it's going to be an on-call thing, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 10 days in a row. So that's going to definitely show me the maturity and the depth that I have of what I do, being there all the time. I look for it to be a very developmental process, but there's times where I get very, a little bit scared about it and go, oh my God, I'm going all the way out there. What happens if I get messed up and can't work while I'm there, because this kind of craft is on again, off again a lot of the time. So I have to take that step of faith, step into it and trust the Spirit, trust that I'm being led to a positive outcome. And I guess that's one of the hardest things is to step into the unknown and trust that it's going to have a positive outcome. Step into the unknown and feel a security in that connection, that faith in the Spirit. And that's what's happening with me for the next 10 days after I leave here. So I ask you to think of me and send out some thoughts. The reason that Lori's not here today is she's a bit sick, so if you have a time to think of her, send some kind thoughts to her, because she really loves this church and doesn't like to miss. She's the guitar player, for those of you who don't know, that we have here all but the first Sunday. March is the first Sunday who's here now. So just send some kind thoughts to her and think about these things and realize that God uses the difficult things as well as the happy things to move us and to move us forward with our spiritual life and understanding. A lot of times the difficult things reveal more to us than the happy things. So look at it in a positive light. Thank you. The next portion is the healing portion. Let's see Judi and Lorraine do the healing. The way this works is Ashkhen will be doing a guided meditation, and during the meditation you'll hear this, which means the healing chairs become vacant and you're able to move over there as well as enjoy the meditation. Usually the chairs are vacant in the back and we'll move you forward as they become available. Please join me in reading the prayer for spiritual healing on behalf of life. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Find a comfortable position to sit where there is no tension on your physical body so we can start the meditation. Feet straight on the ground, palms up in your lap. You may close your eyes if you wish. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. With your exhale, let go of the tension in your physical body. If you have any aches or pain. With your exhale, just breathe it out. Let go of the thoughts that are occupying your mind. Any worries, bring your focus and your awareness to your breath. Just follow your breath. That is taking you deeper and deeper within yourself to a very peaceful and quiet presence that feels calm and soothing. Connect with this peaceful presence. While you breathe, repeat to yourself quietly, I am at peace within and with my surroundings. With each inhale and exhale, I am at peace within and with my surroundings. While you breathe, feel the peaceful sensations flowing throughout your body, your mind, your spirit. Embrace this peaceful state of your consciousness. This is your divine presence, the true state of your being. Embrace this peaceful aspect of yourself. And be still. Be still within. For it is in this stillness you experience wholeness. It is in the silence and the quietness you feel content. Content with who you are. You are an infinite being, a multi-dimensional being. Embrace this infinite aspect of yourself. While you breathe, shift your awareness slowly higher, higher to your forehead and above your head. Connect with your higher self. In the presence of golden light, no thoughts in this state of consciousness. It is a pure state of being. Connect to this presence and to this heightened state of awareness. The infinite source of all divine knowledge and wisdom. Breathe in and breathe out. And just be in this heightened state of awareness. Feel your awareness shifting even higher to the higher dimensions of the universe. As you start remembering when you once existed as a thought, a perfect thought in the mind of your Creator. That thought evolved into light. Light beings. That creative thought is within you. It is everlasting, evolving continuously. You are the creator of your reality, of your thoughts. As you once created in those higher dimensions of the universe, that same creative force is within you while you are having a human experience. That creative power is within you. You are not limited to any reality. You are an infinite being, having a human experience. Rise above the human limitations and apply your infinite creativity to any reality you would like to see it to transform for better, for higher. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your creativity. And apply your universal understanding to any outcome that you perceive. Perceive with assurance, with positive thinking. Think of a situation that you would like to see it change for better. Any situation. whether it's relationship or anything that you are trying to accomplish. See yourself in that situation. Attract what is it that you would like to see happen, to change. Just see yourself in action, performing, achieving your desire that serves your highest good and the highest good of all outcomes. Have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. For all the answers to your questions are within you. The voice of your Creator speaks to you in quietness through your intuition. Listen to your intuition and for the guidance that comes through. For it is the truth that speaks to you. With God, all things are possible. Surrender to the will of God. In times of need, ask God to give you the serenity to accept the things that you cannot change, to give you the courage to change what you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. With God, all things are possible. As above, so below. Let thy will be done, God, in the highest place. Be in communion with God. And feel your connection with God. And know that connection is always there. It is the voice of truth that speaks to you in silence. Feel your breath. That is bringing you back slowly. Become aware of your physical senses. Become aware of your hands, your feet. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
this portion of an inspirational reading. Prayers of many kinds, but whatever kind, the prayers linking up the soul and mind to God. So if prayer is only a glance of faith, a look or a word of love, or just a feeling of confidence in the goodness and purpose of the universe, still the result of that prayer is added strength to repel temptations and to overcome them. Even if no supplication is expressed, all the supply of that strength is necessary and secured because the soul, being linked and united to God, receives from Him all spiritual help needed. The soul, when it's in its human body, still needs the things belonging to heaven. The next portion of the service is the inspirational lecture. Today's lecturer is Judi Stetson. She has recently been awarded her healing certifications from the IAM organization. We've been working with that for about 6 months to bring it completion. Again, much longer than 6 months, but it's been a 6-month process to get it acknowledged and agreed to. You guys are going to have to hold it down over here. You guys are getting a little too loud here. Getting a little too loud, guys. You have to talk in low voices, inside voices, okay? Thank you. They can talk, just talk with inside voices, not playground voices. Hard to make that distinguishment sometimes. They forget whether they're inside or outside. That's right, inside voices, that's good. Thank you very much. Judy's been walking this walk where she's been the primary healer of this church since we started about almost 5 years ago now. She facilitates a lot of circles, does a lot of things, and just is always out there reaching out, trying to spread happiness and joy to everybody she comes to. And I'm very much connected. She's filling in for Reverend Diane Davis, who was unable to come today, so we have a fill-in musician, a fill-in speaker, and it's not substitute because they're very good doing what they both do. So please welcome Judi Stetson.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there anybody out there?
Here.
Well, I am very, very honored to be here. And I always find it such a pleasure to be able to stand before each of you because you are all my family and friends. So today we are talking about sensing magic in the world today. So I would like to talk to you today about what is and what is within. I have been lucky enough to have a family visit with my sister. I think some of you might remember. She actually has 2 young sons. She's the one from Connecticut that I had gone up and helped with her back surgery. Well, she had a planned vacation to come to Disney, to come to do all the different amusement parks. And she had to postpone it 2 different times because of the different surgeries. So we have had 5 days in 5 parks. If you have spent 1 day in one park, you can imagine what 5 were. We went to Universal Studios and experienced the world of Harry Potter, Disney's Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and the most important fact of all I want you to know is I survived! This was a holiday weekend. People were from all over the world, just absolutely everywhere. We were herded. We were herded in. We were herded out, being guided and directed all day long. People were all rushing from one activity to the next, some moving. Did they even really see where they were? Taking crazy chances, jumping in front of our scooters with 2 seconds to spare. This one mother had her daughter jump
right in front of the scooter before herself to get there 2 seconds earlier, only to find a 90-minute line. I've stayed and played with my family. It was wonderful and exhausting. There was so much to see well beyond the eyes of a person. The parks were created to provide a different life experience. Each ride will take you on a new adventure. Just being outside and looking around, you're in a different country, a different village, a different world, a different dimension, or even a different life altogether, such as a bug's life. It's all about creating the illusion of being something or someone else. It's all about creating and changing your current life experience altogether. The ways in which this is done can be called magical. Therefore, there's a fantasy of castles, spaceships, mountains, ranges, caves. You travel underwater, through redwood forests, jungles, fly through the air, jump off cliffs, and travel around the world on a magic carpet, then blast off into the stars, through the moon and galaxies, and way beyond. The illusion of change is all created through your senses, because what is in each of our lives is created by our understanding of reality that is within. Our senses tell us what is, right? What you see, hear, touch, taste, smell, that is what's real. That's what you've been taught to believe. In the parks, this is what they do. Change your perception of reality by crafting worlds that affect every single sense. The stimulation and excessive techniques they use create a new experience. It's amazing. Hearing. They use noise beyond hearing. Bells welcome you. Train whistles blow at stops. Music is in the background and the forefront. There's a melody everywhere. Instruments are being played by groups. You can feel the drum vibration as you enter Africa. You hear the chimes as you enter the fairylands. You hear the bangs at the shootout and the parades march and drum along the street. The loudest of all is the most anticipated every night as darkness falls. The exploding fireworks burst from above. Your ears are working overtime for sure. There is so much sound, all clanging and vying to stand out, to be the greatest. However, they overlap, and another one sound is created. Just a buzz of noise. This is when your body has been overstimulated and turns all the sound into white noise, just a background blur. In the silence is where the true value of sound is, or lack of it, because in the silence is when the real is actually heard. Yes, you know, sometimes it's audible and you hear your voice being called. They call your name. Maybe you hear loving voices or singing voices or chanting from elders. Other times, it's the quiet that's the loudest. In the past, I have felt, and by others too, I am sure, was a fear of the quiet. If I slow down too much, I'll have to stop and listen. I'll have to hear what's being said to me. I will have to listen to myself. It can be scary. A fearful thought for sure. Change. Change is feared by many. It's just part of our chosen journey that we came back to earth to see for this lifetime. Did we not? All of our emotions to feel once again. Stop, my friends. I ask of you now, stop in your life and hear what is within you. Do not fear it, and only accept the love that comes through it. Seeing. Seeing is believing, right? You think you believe what you see, but the buildings were sideways. You know you're flying when you see the world below you, but only the movie screen is moving around you, and you're standing still and holding on. But as you look, you know you're soaring across the land. There's valleys below. Flap your wings and fly with me. There are lights and colors, shapes and sizes. Some lights flash so brightly and fast, you're moving in slow motion. So many colors of the rainbow that change before your eyes, you can't even comprehend. Light will cover the room, or change to a tiny piercing dot that you travel along with. Images that are flat on the screen suddenly are in your face, and the butterfly actually lands on your nose, all because of a magical pair of glasses. You see people, you see faces around the adventure, every corner, and right down the middle of Main Street, of course. Different buildings and shapes and sizes. You move from the big cities to the little country towns, into and through amazing, magical castles. You go deep inside mines and find gems. Travel to the top of mountains, and you find yourself swimming underwater with the fish, the sea turtles, the dolphins, and you're not even wet. Yes, seeing is believing, but what do you see when you look in a mirror? Do you see the beautiful gift of a child of your God, our Father, the Father who has created his very likeness in each of you? Do you see the eyes that look at you with compassion? Do you see the heart that is loving and open to share itself with so many others? Do you see the arms, strong and helpful to a friend? Or the blessed power of a loving embrace as it is offered? When you are ready for bed, you close your physical eyes. What blessings do you see? The magic of your third eye. It could be the white light in front of your forehead. Or if you've elevated to a different space, it could be flashing faces of elders coming to tell you special messages. Your true vision and insight comes from the internal insight of the third eye that you have once opened. Look deep within the mirror, my children, as you need to see, as I do, and the love and joy of each of you, and what you give to me. Taste. Surely what you taste must be real. They cannot change what is within our mouth and being tasted. But yes, this is true too. Tiny colorful dots collected in a cup transform themselves into smooth, creamy ice cream. Candy rocks explode in your mouth. Foods and flavors from all around the country's galaxies to be experienced. Then even an odor will pass by your nose to create a luscious or foul taste. Taste is another sense that is gifted by God to feel. It can be pleasure, smooth and sweet, joyful, such as cotton candy and sticky powder, transformed. Comfort may be tasted in pasta and sauce, an old Italian favorite. Sour lemon or pickle to pucker your face. Sweet and gooey chocolate, one of my favorites. Or salty and playful popcorn. Taste is physical. However, it is also found deep within. You can taste the salt while thinking about standing at a shoreline miles away. You can taste freedom after returning home from serving your country for many long years. You can taste the joy of a loved one once again after a long absence. You can taste the bitterness of loss and loneliness when a loved one has passed from your life. And you can taste the joy of passion when two hearts are joining. Stop, my children, and taste the millions of flavors in this life. Smells. Smells at the park. There's every smell imaginable wafting from around every corner, along with all the roadways. They are selling smell, or hoping that you're willing to buy it anyway. A major marketing tool. Popcorn and barbecue seem to be the most easy to recognize. Other smells may not be quite so pleasant. A baby's dinner after digestion. The end of a hot day when you're all cramped in the same small location waiting for that next joyous ride. That's one I could do without. The luau, it was a great smell, wood smoke, clean, fresh water, a frozen land, an animation accompanied by odor. They utilize the odor to help sensationalize and take you on the journeys. Me, I love the smell of fresh grass, tall trees softly blowing, the balsam wafts in the breeze. A new rain that washes city smog odors to the ground, and a flower coming into bloom. Smells stimulate memories. Cookies baking in an oven reminds me of childhood. Fun or pungent rose perfume as a warm hug from my grandmother. Stop, my child, and take a few minutes to sniff and smell all around you. What lays deep within you also? You may smell the scent of a grandfather's pipe, maybe a light flowery scent of another. You can smell beyond the physical, but you have to open yourself to that smell. Take time to stop, smell, and assimilate what experience is before you. You can tell more when you truly smell. Touch. So, if I touch and feel it, then it must be real. So how can fire be ice cold? How can fire be freezing cold? A hard wooden surface is really just a rubber foam. The metal that was there, it felt like liquid. It's amazing the changes. Water, a smooth and soft, moving substance, becomes a hard wall, and they play a movie against it. Water was on fire, and mist was so welcomed, cool blessing wherever we went. The worlds were each made of shapes and sizes and textures and vibrations to elevate the experience and a chance for what was in front of you to change. Touch, too, just another illusion, and what we think is real can easily be altered by a bit of imagination and planning. The real meaning of touch, though, is the act of reaching out and touching another through love. Yes, the touching of connecting hearts, holding a hand, a gentle kiss, a warm and loving hug after a long and exhausting day. The best part of the journey on this adventure, it was not the holiday hoopla, but the joy and the laughter of my nephew's face to see something new. The forever grateful appreciation from my sister, who never would have been able to do this journey without my assistance. To see how surprised the boys were when their perception of what they thought was real wasn't. It was a fantasy created by others. The reality of each of their senses was different than what was created in this magic world. That is true in each of ours. Go out, my friends. Stand in the world. Look, listen, smell, touch the world. Take in what is around you. But the key is not always what is around you. The true magic is what lies deep within, that is ready and waiting to come out and play. Go, my friends. Open your hearts to the world. Play, laugh, and frolic in the world around you. But remember always, my friends, love is the most precious gift of all. Thank you.